rare dissent has shaken the Kremlin's walls. One of Vladimir Putin's oldest allies, Dmitry Kozak, has resigned from his post as Deputy Chief of Staff. The exit of a man who once stood at the very core of Putin's power structure is more than a bureaucratic shuffle. It is a stunning act of defiance from within the Russian president's inner circle. The Kremlin confirmed Kozak's resignation, with spokesperson Dmitry Peskov stressing that it was voluntary. According to Russian media, his last working day will be September 19th. While Moscow frames the departure as a routine transition, the symbolism is impossible to ignore. A top aide who resisted the war in Ukraine is walking away at a critical moment. Kozak, who was born in Ukraine's Kirovohrad region, had privately opposed the 2022 invasion from the very beginning. Reports suggest he personally urged Putin not to launch the assault, warning of devastating consequences, fierce Ukrainian resistance, and international isolation. His opposition put him at odds with the Kremlin hawks who pushed for total war. For years, Kozak was considered the Kremlin's point man on Ukraine, even tasked with handling negotiations with Kyiv before the war began. But his influence collapsed after he clashed with Putin over the invasion. In recent years, most of his responsibilities were stripped away and handed to Sergei Kirienko, who now oversees Russian-occupied territories in Ukraine. Earlier this year, Kozak presented Putin with an alternative vision, a plan for peace and domestic reform. The blueprint called for ending the war, easing economic strain, and stabilizing Russia's political future. Putin ignored the proposal, reinforcing the dominance of hardliners. Instead of being praised, Kozak was further marginalized, a clear sign that moderation no longer has a place in Moscow's corridors of power. Kozak's departure also carries personal weight. He has been one of Putin's closest allies since the 1990s, when the two men worked together in the St. Petersburg mayor's office. Over 3 decades, Kozak rose to become deputy prime minister, and later, a senior Kremlin official. His resignation marks the end of a long partnership and underscores the risks even loyal insiders face when they defy the war narrative. Analysts describe Kozak's exit as a rare crack in Putin's ruling elite. While the Kremlin wants to present unity, the resignation of a veteran insider opposed to the invasion highlights growing unease in Moscow's power circles. As the war grinds on with no clear victory in sight, Kozak's departure may be remembered as the first open act of dissent from within Putin's most trusted ranks.